And welcome back to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. And with me today,
It's Divine Lotus over here on Discord.
yeah, my man Divine, unfortunately, after car issues and then also having some health checks where he's trying to get himself back to health here, unfortunately not able to make it on the up to this event today. So I do apologize. We're going to have him over the Discord chat. He's still here, thankfully. I can still have the formula where I have two people talking about overlays of some of the struggle battles. Hey, buddy, I think I can hear myself. I don't know if you guys have headphones or anything.
Yeah, I think I got it.
No, wait. I think it's me.
Oh,
Wait.
oh.
It's me. I stupidly have the.
I was about to say, yeah.
No, it's me. I had I gotta watch to make sure that the Twitch stream is working right, and I had my volume up. I'm like, why can I hear myself?
I was like, I didn't think it was coming for me, but okay.
I probably should just blame myself because I know that like trying to do these things is always a headache. But I hope everyone's having a good day. We got ourselves an amazing struggle battle. We do have some disappointing news. The what was it? The JJK struggle battles that I did have prepared for today. We were going to do two back to back. Hey Joe, good to see you. Thank you. So the two we had both scheduled because they're best of ones. When you're doing Union Arena's best of one, the content is very short, very fast. It's a small pool of players right now. We're only dealing with about 12 basic players, and some people, when it comes to struggle battles, it gets even worse. And it's because people are IP lovers and they want to stick to their IP to play. So unfortunately, like when you play these struggle battles, it's IP locked. For today, we've got ourselves the Bleach IP, which honestly has a lot of great players into it. Unfortunately, due to the Christmas vacation, the holidays, the car issues, and all kinds of crazy things that were happening, we end up having like one of our lower turnouts for this one. And it's just unfortunate because this is a really fun game. I think that there's a lot of people that enjoy the Bleach. I think by and large, out of our local area, Bleach is probably the highest liked out of there. I'm fringe with the Hunter x Hunter, but when it comes to the actual locals, like Bleach is the IP that people are loving to play right now. What do you think?
Just make sure you get to Demon Slayer and you're buying all that stuff.
I know. That's one thing we got to talk about soon coming up, guys. Demon Slayer is about to drop on the 17th of this month, and your boy gonna be broke. He's hoping to make some money about that card fest because I need to start trading in my soul to Lifelink so I can get myself some of these cases. We got some really cool stuff we're going to show you guys coming up here. We do have a lot of giveaways, as always, on this channel. We're always giving away. Everyone's already hitting it because they've already been here enough times to know. But in that exclamation point join in the chat, put you automatically in the wheel for giveaways. And for today, because we're going to be going away for a whole week, and I won't be here next weekend because we're going to be at Bondi Card Fest. So stay tuned to my Twitter feed if you guys want to find out how we're doing down there. All the Humbros, we got about 12 people going down south, dude. It's going to be a crazy ride. Having us all there. Unfortunately, Divine, I am sorry. Hey, Google Nut, good to see you.
Yeah, work.
But I am giving away 4 packs tonight. So JJK has been a little bit light. We need to get through this thing because we're almost past Code Geass, and we're a couple weeks away from going into obviously into Demon Slayer, and that's the one I want to be giving away. But there's still some great hits in here. I think that like this is another one that seems to get a lot of people. Hey, good to see you, Tiz Ritz Kraka. Good to see you. Hey, this is the man that came in here. Make sure you hit exclamation point join for a free chance to get one of these free packs at JJK. And thank you for joining us here, man. Yeah, it's really good to see you. This man's going to be on camera here soon to watch some of these other matches. I don't think he's in the first one, though. But he came out of here from, I'm not going to dox him, but he came out of state and got to see the player base. I really wish I could have like shown him that we have a very strong player base here. At least 12 players that like to get into this. And again, it's just, those struggle battles, they don't adequately represent the strength of the player base we have as a whole. I know that we have 4 players that only play Code Geass. Like they just love Code Geass. And that's the only IP they're going to want to play. And we don't have that struggle battle for 2 weeks because this weekend we have to move it for the Bondi Card Fest, and we're the entire player base nearly outside of Divine are all going down south to play at the Union Arena Bondi Card Fest, where we'll
Maybe
be doing.
I can tell Chris letting me
run out
switch
solo.
it to this coming weekend. I'll win it.
Just get play by yourself. And you're good. You deal it. Congratulations, you showed up. You get the winner pack. I mean, it would kind of almost be just considering you did miss out on JJK, which, by the way, we still have a whole nother event we're going to do with that one because of all the player base that couldn't make it for that one. We did give away the winner pack. We gave away the other stuff, but not the winner pack. But we did give away the winner pack for this event that we're going to be covering today for the Bleach event. So there is going to be a winner to walking away with that amazing winner. What was it? I already forgot the winner.
Ichigo.
Yeah, Ichigo. I can't remember which one it was, but it looks gorgeous. I already put that thing in a binder and it's sitting on the side. Each person got in there. They got a hollow foil for one side or a winner for just the sole winner. So that person has got that in their binder likely right now. Really happy to have taken that home, that game prize. We're going to find out who that is today. Obviously, we're going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff. I'm still chasing the foil APs and alt arts for these decks right now. I guess if you guys saw the last time I opened it up live on here from the Christmas present, I did finally get one from the Bleach. I got the alt arts from the Bleach that I'm super excited about. Those are being graded. They're being sent off, so I won't have those for a while. But super excited to get that. Now, let's hope I can pull one from the JJK, because the only other one I really, 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 really want is Hunter x Hunter. And then I'm obviously, when we get talking to it in just a minute here for the new release of the Demon Slayer, I'm going to be chasing it all day, guys. You know, I'm going to be like, there's going to be so much product back here. I already have memorabilia. I already have all the stuff for, I don't want to block her, but Nezuko's up there. I've got all the stuff that, like, a huge fan. I've been a fan for my whole life. Well, since it came out anyways. And just, the whole storyline, everything about it just resonated with me. I really enjoyed some, farm boy kind of person, because I kind of grew up in a farm boy myself outside in the country, and just takes up the arms, wants to be a hero, wants to protect people, uses skills. I fortunately did not lose my family. I'm happy about that. And no, my older sister did not get turned into a demon. So
that's because you didn't meet Michael Jackson. Oh,
that's right. That was honestly probably the only thing that was missing. I'll have to blame my mom for not introducing me to Michael Jackson. Clip that. Mom, I could have been a demon slayer. If you just want to introduce me to Michael Jackson. That mom magic indeed. All right, guys, we do have some really cool stuff. We're going to be talking about a lot of the things coming up, a lot of the new sets coming out, things to look forward to. Look at the meta watch and the price watch, because I'm really looking forward to showing you guys exactly where the prices are going with this game. I think it's healthy. We are 3 months in. This game is just getting off. We're seeing a lot of great set releases. We're seeing a lot of Volume 2 news. So to me, correct me if I'm wrong here, Divine, because I feel like we're seeing so many of these volume 2s before we've even got to the rest of the sets that we see being released in Japan. It's a high indicator we're not going to get every set that Japan gets.
Yeah, it'd be a little surprising if we did, because they're definitely going to be focusing on more stuff of pretty much what we like over here. They're going to look at just like, okay, this series has done really well over here, so let's bring it over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War, I'm on the last couple episodes. I can't remember if this is the end of it. It feels like it because I read the manga, and
yeah,
I feel like we're getting towards the end, but I don't know if this is the end. Do you know, are you caught up on the anime?
See, since I've read it all, I'm one of the ones that's like, I'll wait till it all comes out, then I'll just binge it all.
Yeah, right. We were doing the same thing, and then we just realized that, like, the last several episodes haven't been done yet, so we're just like, okay, we'll wait a little bit longer, because the cliffhangers the anime does, like chef's kiss. Congratulations, you guys know how to, like, leave us, like, wanting more every single time. Yep. They know how to end every single episode with, oh, I gotta watch the next one. And we're waiting for the whole thing too, but I think it's at the end of it, at the 1,000-Year Blood War. Like, it's getting heated up, guys. Like, seriously, if you haven't checked out Bleach, highly recommend it. It was one of the big three back in the day. I still think it represents itself as one of the best anime out today. And obviously, we got new comers like the Solo Leveling has been dominating. Dandadan, like, seriously, guys, if you haven't got on Dandadan yet, check it out. To me, the anime, the manga, I think everyone was hyping up that the manga readers were like, dude, check this out, gotta check it out. And it changed everything to show that you could have a campy, fun, kind of like Gojo from you know what I'm talking about, the one that makes fun of all the anime.
Gojo.
Jo- no, what am I thinking of? It's the one where the
Genta?
aliens, huh?
Genta?
Genta, yeah, Genta.
I was like, Gojo.
No,
What?
I'm thinking I got
No,
JJK
Genta's
in front of me, so I'm just like, Satoru Gojo. Gintama. Thank you very much, Midnight. Exactly. Yeah. Get that Gintama kind of feel where it's nice and campy and fun and has a really cool storyline to it. And then it gets real serious, real quick, makes you feel things that you didn't realize you could feel, and does probably, if you guys haven't watched episode 7, I almost think you could watch it solo. If you want a masterpiece on how to do storytelling without any dialogue, without any, like, that one episode did more than any movie I've seen in like the last decade in that one episode to tell me everything I needed to know about this person's background, everything I needed to know about what made this person. We only got, what, 2 or 3 episodes with this character? This is the second one, and that was it. It was enough to sell me to feel for this character, to resonate with this character, to like understand everything about this person. It is a masterclass of how to tell a good story without even saying words for over, was it 80% of it? Like most of it's just song and visuals.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like the anime just took it to the next level. I read the manga. It's good. The manga's good. You feel the same way in a way, but the anime, it takes it to a whole new level. Like I'm hoping Dandadan gets put in. I'd love it if Union Arena is able to pick that one up. Is that one of their IPs? And for those that haven't played Union Arena, it's really a lot of like the big shonen IPs that are coming out for this thing. Like, what we've seen so far: Hunter x Hunter, which was top of its class when it was being printed in shonen. Yeah, JJK, which was always top of its class when it was being printed in shonen. We have, like, just released for us, Code Geass was top of its show when it was being printed, and that one ended. You have JJK, which of course everyone, as soon as that thing dropped, everyone was all over it. It was like one of the best IPs. Ignore the ending, guys. I'm sorry. Maybe they'll come up with something to fix it. But
Hey, the ending was good. People are just it wasn't what they wanted, but our boy deserved everything in the end. It did not need to be said anymore. Let him be happy.
That's a good take. That's a really good take. It kind of reminds me of like the My Hero Academia ending. I thought was just beautiful. And of course, there's online mixed messages. Hey, Prince, thank you very much for follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna get to your matches here soon too. I hope you don't Don't worry, we are going live on YouTube, so you guys can fast forward to where we get to the gameplay. The matches are gonna be quick. These are best of 1. This is something that I'm still petitioning all of Bandai to please make their games best 2 out of 3. It will speed things up more than you believe. Because making best of 1 leaves people with a bad taste in their mouth when you're playing these events and you just have one bad hand, or you have one bad, for Union Arena especially, if you just, like, your opponent's life was just straight fire and yours was nothing the whole game. It doesn't feel good, you know?
Or if you get super unlucky and you literally get no zeros, you mulligan, still get no zeros, and then you're stuck doing nothing except drawing.
Exactly. Like, I've seen
I don't know how that feels.
I've seen, like, even the Ritz was talking to me about one of the players he played. Kid didn't play anything for 4 turns. Like, it's not a great feeling to just take the extra draw every single turn, hoping to draw something you can play. Like, there's too much variance in these games, and all the games that they have. You need to make it best out of 3, just so if there is that feel bad game, and, well, God forbid, like, we're going to be heading on to Bandai Card Fest, guys. We're going to be playing all best of 1 until we get to the top table, if we get to the top table. We don't know how heavy the competition is going to be. I haven't been able to read the meta very well. I think that only being out for 3 months, it's very hard to say what is the best. We're going to talk to you guys today about what we think is the best representation based on IPs and what we think we're going to see. Me and Divine are going to go over some analysis for what we see in the meta here. But it's really hard. We've only had 3 months. It's really hard to see what is good against what. And when you're being forced into a lot of the competitions, these struggle battles where it's IP locked, it doesn't really help you practice to see, okay, this was the best in that IP, So this one for like maybe today you guys will determine what is the best deck for Bleach, but that doesn't mean it's the best deck in the meta, right? So Itzrit says it was a very sad finals match watching Kurapika break 5 turns. See, and that's yeah, well, yeah. It just oh man, I know what exactly what he's talking about here. You get these events where you're just like, I can't believe I keep bricking, and you just not. And he's talking about the game that he told me about, where the kid just there's nothing you can do. And what game is that? The winner is like, hey, I won because my opponent didn't shuffle good. Like, are you serious? I mean, that's gonna be what it comes down to. And I don't even take that personally. It's just a joke because obviously shuffling is randomizing, and randomizing you're going to see random piles, and that's why I there was like 2 or 3 things I wanted to fix in the game. One, the final trigger should always give you a life, regardless. It doesn't need to be the last one. It should always give you a life. That way, it's not limited to literally having to be the last card. Because we've seen this in One Piece, we've seen it in some, and even I believe we're going to see this in Gundam as well, where you have those triggers that add life to your life pool, and sure, it stands it out there, but that's part of the game. It's part of the that I feel like I can come back kind of moment, and that's what the life pool does. You already did it better than Pokemon, right? So when you're taking a life, you're giving an opportunity for your opponent to get cards or get resources or even raid or come back from really bad deficits. So you already did better than Pokemon in that way, where it's not like steamrolling victories. But you really got to play with some of the rules here. I think that there's a few small changes, and I think it's just this game is going to be chef's kiss because it already is tremendous fun. Like every single time you've been able to play, what's your experience been like, Devon?
It's definitely been really fun, and like just playing all the different decks. Like so far, even though a lot of people are just like, it's definitely a off meta deck. I swear, specified slot is crazy.
It is really good. I've seen you play these matchups and just surprise people with. By the way, by people, he's not talking about the bomber deck. He's talking about the blue specified slot, and we'll show you those deck lists here in a minute. This is just what I've considered a low power level, but crazy fast, and even faster than Rush Renji.
Yeah, what happened to your Toto deck against it?
Oh, it got annihilated. I was really surprised, but I feel like Toto's a really bad matchup into that one because Toto leans on
absolutely.
like swapping characters and kind of like screwing around. I can't screw around with your stuff. You play with stages and sites that I can't move.
Go ahead and try to swap that strip of beach.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you got the double pip thing that I can't even touch because it's a stage. So I'm like, okay, and I'm trying to get some early hits because Toto exceeds because it can get double damage quicker than any other deck out there, even faster than Rush Renji. Like it seriously is extremely fast and can get these things out there and more consistently because it has so many supports with goodwill events and the searchers and the way that you can just turbo through your deck to get the cards you're looking for. Like the consistency for getting double damage and early is great. The problem against your specified slot, you're putting up characters in the front row by turn 2 because you don't care. Yep. So you've got blockers for days.
What was it? I can't remember if it was against you or Marcus, to where I literally put I went second, put 2 zeros out, and pushed them both up front. I'm just like, okay, take 2 damage.
It's just good as it having double damage because you're playing just as like what we call weenie rush strategy, but it's actually just part of the strategy of the deck because it doesn't have a whole lot of top heavy stuff. It doesn't have any 5Ks. Unless, of course, you get the risky dice pays off. But you don't have any 5Ks.
It's been pay it off.
It can. It can.
I feel like killer.
Just keep rolling the dice.
Yep.
Risky dice indeed. All right. Let's go into some of the events that we have coming up here and where to find these things. Ready?
All right.
All right, so all of this has been made possible, and thank you, big thank you to Lifelink Games. This is the store that's been able to host our ability to put the gameplay. We've given us a studio, given us a lot of ability to work within the community to create this kind of content for you. Sometimes we go live. Sometimes we do what we're doing today, which is coverage over top of some of the gameplay that we were previously recorded. And we're growing every single day. Thanks to you and your support out there, helping get the word out there, helping us get monetized. Right now, we're still working a little bit on YouTube, all of our YouTube channels, because we have Humbro Pie for all the games, and you got to get to 500 plus and a lot of views to get those monetizations up there. But we're slowly growing up there. We've only been doing this for about 5-6 months, a little bit longer than what Union Arena's been alive. But we're growing every single day. You guys are making this possible. We really do appreciate it. The more you guys feed us, the more we can keep bringing more and more games. We have so many left on the docket that we really want to bring you. Warhammer 40K, Grand Archive seems to be taking off. There could be potential for Weiss Schwarz if that ever seems to go anywhere. But
Cardfight Vanguard.
Cardfight Vanguard. There are some players out here. Like, there's a lot of like fringe cool games that we want to showcase to you guys that are able to be played, that people enjoy, but in small niches, where I think that the only thing they're missing is a good content creator or something, that someone to bring in that attention to saying, hey, we have these events here. The cards you bought are still valuable and still playable, and there is events here that you can still get into, enjoy this game here. Right now, DBZ is actually slowly crawling back up there. What is it called? It's not called DBZ. It's called
It's Dragon Ball Super Masters.
Yeah, I think it's.
I can't remember the exact thing.
Yeah, it's got a different name than DBZ, but it is a DBZ game.
Yeah.
And that one's got a slow growing amount of people, and we want to like give that to them, because Friday Pokemon has been slowly growing up in our local area, so we want to give some attention to those guys. There's only so much we can do, but the more we grow, and the better chance we're going to have double the studio space, double the time coverage. We can do multiple events at the same time. Give you guys some curtailed, really cool content on YouTube where it's nice and cut down to just the matches. So if you miss this live, you don't have to skip all this chatter of us talking about what's happening in the news and what's going on. And then eventually, when we can afford a editor, we'll be able to make that stuff really cut down and right to the point for you guys. So we can cut out all the times where you and I are just trying to think about what we're trying to say, or like stumbling over our words for a clear, coherent thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So thank you, Lifelink Games. This is where we play all of our games. This is where you're going to get registered. For those that don't, that haven't found out yet, the Gundam release is next month. So the new Gundam, what is it, TCG card game here is released. It will not be available for registration on the TCG app for ours. This one, and the reason we're doing this, we're going to be 100% straight with you guys. We've seen a lot of habits of these people going out to these Gundam events, grabbing the product and just leaving. The resale for these products is skyrocketing right now, and it's all just, I think it's FOMO. Like, I think we don't even know if this is going to be a good game yet, but we do know a lot of people are hungry for it. And we're trying to build the card game itself. We want a community that wants to play the game and come out regularly. We're not trying to feed our opportunity of being one of the few stores. Gosh, how many was it? Like, I want to say that, what was it? We got in Virginia. This is our list of stores that were able to get the beta testing capability. And there's not many in our local area here, but here we are.
Culpeper.
Yeah, Culpeper got 2, which is really insane that Culpeper got 2. Springfield, it makes sense because there's a lot of people down there. But
Yeah.
like, ours here at Lifelink Games, we're as one of the few. Mind you guys, there's a lot of game stores in the state of Virginia. But some of these places, like, I feel bad for Vermont. Only one store in Vermont. But not everybody had the opportunity to actually host this. Kit or that beta kit for 4 or 5 times the markup of what I registered for, and then that product doesn't get in the hands of anybody. It probably goes to someone overseas or someone a different state or anything, and that takes product away from our local card base. So to ensure that real players that want to play the game are being registered, it's going to be directly through the Lifelink Game site. You're going to be able to pre-register here. You'll be notified that it's here, but you cannot register here. You will only be able to register at the lifelinkgames.com website to get yourself in there. And we will be making sure that it's a lot of locals that are playing. We're doing our best to stop the scalping, to stop, like, it's always been our thing. at Lifelink. We want to make prices available and affordable for One Piece, for Union Arena, for really all the card games. Because I'm sure the rest of you guys are getting really tired of people going up to like Walmarts and Targets and even some of the card stores and just buying all the product out and then saying, okay, can I get some product? I go to .com.site and everything's 3-4 times the markup, and you just can't get it, and it's infuriating because it's like I want to play the card game, but I don't have the money to pay premium for something that's not even going to guarantee that I get that money back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely sad.
And that's just what we're trying to do to beat it. So stay tuned next month. We will announce and let you guys know when it's available for registration here at lifelinkgames.com. And you're going to register through here to get yourself in. I think it's going to be capped at 32. Don't quote me. We haven't got our numbers yet. But the first 32 to sign up for it are going to be in line to play the new beta for the Gundam card game. Look forward to it, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be going down to Bondi Card Fest to see if we can get our hands on some of the sealed product that is rumored to be available. Also, while we're on the topic of like One Piece, stay tuned. January 18th, guys. We have the manga Blackbeard right here. I know you can't see it on camera here, Divine, because I'm flashing in front of the camera here. But we do have the manga Blackbeard. $20 entry, top 4 prize cuts. It's going to be best of 1 because we capped it with too many people. But it's going to be capped at 32 people. The first 32 people to register on Saturday. You have to be in the store. No pre-register, not showing up. You have to be in the store, register yourself on January 18th. The first 32 people to show up and register in line, $20, are going to be playing for the chance to win this amazing manga Marshall D. Teach as a grand prize. We made the tournament as affordable as possible. We're trying to cap it for just to... It really just comes down to like, we want to make sure that the rounds go smoothly. We want to make sure that we have that clear-cut number 1 person who's going to walk away with the top prize of the card, and just doing something to give back to you guys, some massive prize support for what I consider to be a really relatively low entry. What do you think? $20?
$20 is definitely fine. That's like perfect pricing.
And I know it's only one winner is going to be taken home, but this is the best pricing we can get considering the value of these cards is still in the extra hundreds. We should probably look that up real quick, actually. I'm curious of what this one's going for. $699. Yeah, like $700 card, guys. 600 here. Let's see sold prices. 605, 609. So about $600 card. It's been slowly kind of dropping down, but really settling around $600. Yeah, $20. I mean, you guys can do the math here. We're going to be giving out more prize support here, but you guys wonder if we're giving back to the community. Hands down. 32 people times 20, 640. That way we can pay out prize support to the top 4 people, and there'll be some massive good prize support, by the way, going into the top 4. So even if we make it. If we don't make it and say we only get the 24 standard people that show up, we could be operating at a loss, but we don't care. Like, that's best case scenario. We end up selling it out, right?
Yeah.
But that was kind of the math we were looking for.
I'm really wondering what I'd want to play there.
It's going to be everything legal, man. It's not like our Luffy Cup that we have coming up tomorrow, where it's designated only Luffy players. Like, you can play anything that's legal in OP09. So, it's going to get crazy. I'm betting Shanks wins. Little selfish here, but I think Shanks is going to win it. Maybe not me, but Shanks will win.
I don't know. Reiju could pop up and destroy Shanks. You never know.
You and I were talking about that. That deck does look kind of really surprisingly good. If you could dodge the Blackbeard matchup and maybe even like outwit it, you might be able to just take that tournament down.
Yeah, because I just gotta hope that Blackbeard doesn't realize what I'm trying to do. Because Blackbeard, if you're going against a Blackbeard play, they don't know what the heck you're doing. If you need to start using your ability like turn two, otherwise I'm going to be able to do everything.
Right, and you have to make that decision early. So,
yep, and then once you're doing that, I'm just getting rid of cards out of your hand. So I'll just play stuff normally, and then just keep attacking bigger and bigger.
Right. There's definitely a lot of nuance to that game, in that matchup, anyways. And I really looking forward to seeing it on camera if we get it. But yeah, for those that don't know, the Union Arena is this upcoming weekend. The actual world event. This is the Nationals event, if you will. Nationals for Union Arena, Battle Spirits, Digimon, One Piece, Dragon Ball. They're all going to be held all at the same event down in Florida. We have a caravan of people playing One Piece. A lot of us trying to check up and see what's going on with the Gundam. And of course, a lot of us representing the Union Arena. So several of us have pre-registered and hope that we're going to get in. No confirmation yet that we're in for the tournament, but I have high hopes that I'm pretty sure that we're a lock. And it's just going to come down to, can we perform well at this massive event where we're still trying to figure out what is the best deck. And I would love beyond love to find out what the actual deck construction, like the makeup, is going to be down there, because it would make my deck choices a lot easier, you know? I know what's good at what against what. I don't know what I'm running into.
Well, I can tell you 3 of them right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got Kurapika.
Okay. Yep.
You got Blue Sukuna.
Yep.
And then you got probably the Purple Kogias.
Purple Kogias over Rush Renji? Interesting.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think people have started to realize more what Renji's got, and with Kogias, that's kind of newer, so you're going to be playing into people that have no idea what you're doing.
That's true. Yeah, I know for a fact we haven't got enough practice with that set. Just came out this month, and we've had nothing but struggle battles, so we haven't been able to do but maybe a dozen or so free play games just to see how that set plays.
Yep, and considering how SR heavy it is, you definitely need to go crazy.
So, a man here says top decks, so I'm assuming that there's kind of a... All right, we got our outside input. I love this. Number 1, Gias Purple. Number 2, Blue Sukuna. Really? Blue Sukuna number 2.
Like I said, Sukuna's a little better than you realize.
I think it's too heavy relying on the fingers, man. Number 3, Purple Bleach. Okay.
If I don't see Kurapika,
so
I don't see Kurapika, then the list is invalid.
Yeah, right. If he doesn't make 4 Kurapika, I don't know if I can sell on this one.
Where's Kurapika? What did he do to you? How many impact did he hit you with?
All right, what's the date on this one? December 17th. All right. 10 best Union Arena, according to written by Joseph Anderson. There we go. Number 4, Green Kurapika. Okay, so this one's saying that the Code Geass Purple is the strongest Union Arena deck ever. I can kind of see what they're talking about. I've played against this deck. It's very, very strong. Here.
I believe it.
Green Lancelot. Yes, that Lancelot deck is super strong.
I don't see specified slot. What's going on?
You know better. Yeah, here's the Blue Sukuna deck that they're talking about here. I'm going to put this in the chat for everybody to see. And check this out here. But yeah, number 3, Kurapika. Okay. This one, we'll talk about how good this is. Here we go. Here's that. Is this a Rush? Yeah, this is the Renji Rush deck. This one actually plays Renji, but look, it plays Renji that's not a raid. Just the raid.
Oh.
Look at that. There's 2 Renjis in here. This is something that I wish we would have got in camera. We didn't. Midnight was playing your version of the deck, and you were running a version that didn't play anything to raid on. It was just because this, can we get a close-up on that? It's not working for me. Oh, it's got a little bit closer here. This one does have the ability.
Specified slot is 1A. I believe it.
But we got activate main here, 1 AP, once per turn, you can get this thing double damage. The whole thing about this is the fact you don't need to raid to get this ability. So some people have been running these fringe decks where you can just drop this man, get the double damage early at 4. And this is doing that thing I told you about with Toto, that just it's super fast double damage, and it's another reason why your deck was just dominating mine. Because you just put out these weenies that get those free blocks here. Number 5, Code Geass Lancelot. Yep, this makes a whole lot of sense. This is everything but the Special Corpse. This is my build. Yeah, the only thing different was Special Corpse versus the Lloyd. I played the Lloyd because I wanted to see these more consistently, but maybe it's not the play. Because he allows you to get the KMF and the KG. Is it KMP and the KMF? Or a Special Corpse. It's the Lloyd. He's a 1-drop. I'll show you the deck list in a minute.
Yeah.
Toshiro Rush with my man Kenpachi. I haven't even seen this build. Interesting. Ooh. Interesting. This is not the 13 Courtyard squad I'm familiar with here. I played both Lloyd and Trailer. Yeah, see, I think the Lloyd is worth it. Like, hands down. I mean, we'll get the deck list here, guys, in just a minute. Show you guys what we're talking about. Does it play the 1-drop, though? Yeah, it better be. I've told everybody this 1-drop is a game changer. Ooh, Bleach yellow deck. So we got our Asnot putting up some numbers. I do love this deck, but I don't think it's powerful enough. Right now, I have 3 yellow decks built ready for a volume 2 because I just don't think that this has the power level it needs yet. But it's good. It's real good. Here's Bomber.
That's not specified slot.
No. Yellow Gojo. Hey. Toto didn't even make the list. The pizza deck got it before Toto? The meme deck got on the list before Toto? Guys.
And people like pizza.
Oh, man. They don't know. They don't know. Toshiro Rush is brutal, but if they don't see Toshiro, it doesn't do much. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can 100% see that. Like, it's just... There's so many of these things, and that's the biggest complaint that I have against the Sukuna. Sukuna's fine, but that ban list, it hurt this deck's consistency. These are the cards you need to see if you want to win this matchup. I have played so many games against this deck, and if they don't get all 4 or even 3, this game is over so quickly. Like, I get it why people love it. It's good. It does have these amazing abilities, but it gets outclassed by so many different things. So, like, I'm just... Yeah, I feel like you're leaning too heavy, and on best of 1 format, it's not going to happen as often as you think. You're going to end up losing the matchup because you just get enough fingers in the yard. But this one I can definitely see why people are playing this one. I probably need to get some more practice with it. Have you played with this yet?
Nope, because I don't have everything.
Oh, well, just tell me what you're missing, because I can make 2 of these now.
Oh, I have to check when I get home with the rest of my stuff.
All right, I'll leave some at the store when I leave, so when Code Geass and you run it by yourself and try to take down the championship, you can win with this deck.
Yes.
All right, so this is what we're talking about, like some of the top decks. If you guys haven't checked out my Experts account, please check it out. Experts.dev. I have all my deck lists that I have in the store. I built them all. I built all versions of it. You guys can see, like, some of them I have 3 colors in. And I've got the Gone and Friends updated list, the green Karapika. Like, what we're going to see today here in just a minute is going to be the green Yamamoto, Ichigo Rush. This is kind of like my version of the Rush Renji here. Nami Sukuna build isn't as finger dependent and doesn't need shrines. It's grossly consistent. Oh, is that the list that we were looking at before?
I don't think that one was.
He's saying that there's a different.
Yeah, there's a different one. I know about the Nanami. Nanami's actually been doing pretty crazy.
Nanami, interesting. All right, I'll take a look at it and see if we can. If you got a deck list you want to show us, I'd love to put it on the screen here. Because this one, 100% is dependent on the fingers to go off.
Yeah, Nanami goes out with a bang.
I can see that. But yeah, if you got a deck list, I'd love to see it. We'd love to show that up there. Because I'll just build that deck. I know I've got extras of this stuff. Luckily, this game is extremely affordable. It's like $75 per box. And then You get like we've already demonstrated, and we will again at the end of the stream, a 3-box opening and how 3 boxes can make 3 decks, if not 6 decks, missing a few pieces. And we'll show you guys like the affordability of this card game is insane. So all the value here is in the top alt arts. Obviously, this one has a serialized version of it that goes real hard. But you have the regular version going for roughly around $400. The next up here would be the of course the Gawain and the Lancelot, because these are the top 2 competitive decks here. And all the money really comes from the alt arts. Whereas the rest of the set, aside from a couple of SRs, which we'll point out here, like Lancelot being the prime super rare and Gawain the second one, right? Or Gawain here.
Yeah.
So these are the only real expensive cards. Once you get past that, I'm gonna show you guys like all the regular cards. Just absolutely dirt cheap and affordable. These are all release and judges. Don't pay attention to this. It's got like 3 or 4 pages of release event cards. These are the stamped commons and uncommons. So if you want to like bling out your deck like I did 2 of my decks, this is the best way to do it. But most of these cards, like if you need extra copies, $1.99. I want to get into some of the staples. This is an absolute staple for cards. $1.33. That's the most pricey one. Right here, Britannia here, absolute staple, necessary for Lancelot deck, 82 cents. Like anything that's outside of these the release stamps here, absolutely affordable, guys. And if you can find all this stuff at Lifelink Games, we've got these in spades to help you complete your deck. In fact, when we do the 3-box openings, we do include options to get the cards you might be missing. So if for some reason you just didn't get all the specials or all the colors or even the final triggers, we'll hook you up and make sure that you get all 4 copies. They're like, look, 20 cents. Absolute staple cards. This United States, Japan, 100% need this one. Final trigger for the purple, 21 cents. And here's the Lloyd we're talking about. This one, I love this one. It helps with the consistency. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Reveal up to 1 KMF, and KG or KGF or Special Corpse among them and add to your hand. Place the remaining cards in the bottom of your deck in any order. Add if you added a card this way, place a card from your hand to the sideline. Phenomenal card. Just turboing through your deck to get some of your raid cards and raid targets, which is absolutely essential for this deck to make sure you see the right pieces and get those online as fast as possible. Yeah. And what's nice about this is it actually combos really well with the green 1-drop that bounces that everybody plays. So these are kind of staple effects in most decks. It's 1 energy for a double pip, but you always have to return something that costs 1 or less energy, and you can return the Lloyd for some double digging, which is super good in this deck here. You need energy in the green decks especially, and these type of effects are pretty much a staple in any deck I've seen. Actually, I want to go through that list again and see how many of those do we see. 1-drop bounce. Let's see. Oh, this one not doing it. That's surprising. Here's one of the 1-drop double bounce. It bounces up. Get the early energy up here. Gropicus better be playing Leorio. There it is. Yep. And Leorio. Let's see. Yep, you got an Orihime. This one, it better be. No way. That's risky. That's risky. I'm not a fan of this energy generation. Yeah, Midnight's favorite deck has it. That's dangerous in my opinion. I don't really like this list. You have to get up to 4 to start getting that double energy production, and now you're relying too heavy that you get this one because all of your early plays are 1 pips except for this one. But yeah, all your early plays are 1 pips, and you're risking losing this. Like I'm not a big fan of the ones that sacrifice the energy line just to get the double pip.
Yeah, I could see that, but I know in purple especially, they don't mind it because they're just adding stuff to use effects.
Mm-hmm. This one should be running the bounce. I know VV's off theme, but I don't care. VV's a staple for green. Let's see. Red says you don't need it for Geas because they have a lot of wind plate effects. That's true. That's true. Just you need to get this thing on the energy line as fast as possible. At least one of these two. And when this is your 4th slot in the energy line, you can't afford to have early drops that are 1-1-1 and then be able to get this in the energy line where it needs to be. Where this is great, and they have step, you can move them back and forth. You need these in the energy line to make this deck work, especially when you're playing an 8 cost. Like, this is paramount. You can't get Landslot out if you don't have at least one. Britannia here. Like, I don't see any other way unless you had like 1-2, 1-2. So you had a row of all Suzaku, which means you've sacrificed a lot of your early energy, which means that now your raid targets can be taken over. Okay, oh sorry, Purple Geese doesn't need it a lot when played. Okay, that makes sense. I can definitely see the curve being a little bit better for him. Let's see, double pip 1 cost. No, not in this one. This is the rush one. That's the Weenie Rush. That's why it's not in there.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think there's anything like higher than the 4 or 5 for that.
Yeah. This one's all over the place. What is this deck list? It didn't show me the curve. 0, 0, 0, 0. Oh, this is another one of low the grounds. I think the exception to the rule for the bounce is if you have like a curve of 4, you don't need it.
Yes.
Excuse me, 5 maybe.
The only reason that I have double energy in my specified slot is because Strip of Beach is literally it's a stage that I need.
Oh, you need it for the specified slot and it's double pip. And it can't be screwed with. So like I would say if your curve is 5 or higher, and I mean consistently 5 or higher, the 1-drop double pip should be in your deck.
So if you play green, you should have it in your deck. Pretty much.
Oh, 100%. Green decks, it is an absolute staple. But except for that we would argue with the purple. So, I mean, my Toto deck, I have to run it because it's the girl Takata that buffs it.
Yeah.
So she's an absolute staple because it feeds into Toto. But if your curve is 5 or higher, and I mean consistently 5 or higher, not just a 1 of or 2 of, like your curve is 5 or higher, you're gonna need this in the early stages. And you're gonna want to combo it with something that has a draw discard. Which this one surprisingly didn't do. Doesn't yellow have a draw discard? I really question some of these deck building strategies here. Like if you're gonna play the bounce, you gotta have something that has an on-play.
Toge does.
Oh, this is the one I'm using. This is the on play. It's a nice little bounce. You got it for early generation, but you can also give it late game bonus BP. Maybe they don't have one. I don't think yellow has a 0 cost filter.
Toge. I was pretty sure Toge was.
Toge 0 cost. Well, the 1 cost bounces. That's the bounce. I'm talking about the 0 cost or the 1 cost that you can kind of like filter the on play.
I don't remember what it was. Go look at this stuff. I can't remember.
No, 0. They don't. It doesn't. Yeah, they don't have it. For yellow, they don't have an on play that filters to the deck. So that makes sense why they didn't play it then.
Well, you're not locked to a specific color, so you could put a 0 cost answer like that and then do it.
True. It does kind of take off it like the consistency. Yellow Bleach has one. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like most of them do. And almost every color has some 0 cost on play that does a filter through here. No. Yeah, so Nobara is the one I'm talking about for blue here. This one, draw a card, discard. Blue obviously does it quite a bit. Purple. Looking. No, purple's limited too. This one only has the bonus attack here. Any other one drops I'm missing? All right, you guys get the point. I don't need to ramble on about this anymore. But if you're going to play the bounce, have something that has non-play that does something. That way, when you bounce it back to your hand, it still has utility in your hand. And sometimes you just need it to just ramp out faster. All right, so we're going to get ourselves into the first game here. The deck list, let's go to my decks. Where did it go? You're going to see on camera here is going to be our first green Yamato. This one, Yamamoto, sorry, thank you. So this one plays a lot like most green decks play. You got a high cost, high impact character. In Yamato, you have this 5,000 attack, which is one of the highest base attacks that we've been printed up to date. Has impact, has an ability when played. You can pull all characters that have 13 core cards right to the front line, so you can really rush them towards the end game. And when it attacks, it pumps every single 13 core guard squad by 2,000 attack, essentially making all of them lethal swings of 4K or higher. So this strategy plays a lot like we've been seeing and talking about here. You've got some early zero cost generation where you let's see, do we have the bounce effect in here? I'm sure we do. No. Yeah. So here's our bounce effect. Our on play is Isane for the zero cost here, because it can only bounce one or zero. You can kind of play this guy, but really he's here just as an extra copy for a Yamato raid target. And of course, like one of the bigger punishing cards here, Shinsui, damage 2 at 3 cost, arguably one of the fastest that you can get damage 2 on the board and attacking if you can rush out to it. Only problem with this guy is you need him for energy. So be careful when trying to get that double step or the double damage in here. It doesn't have steps, so it can't move back, and you're sacrificing the opportunity that this would be in your energy line, where green is heavily dependent on energy. I love this Unohana version of the deck. This one allows you to look at the top of your deck, grab something at 4 costs or less energy and 1 AP from the top 4, and then you can play one. Even if you didn't reveal a card, you can still play one from your hand for absolutely for free, which means you can put the Seijin and the Shinsui in for free, which is huge in late game, or you can just constantly replace some of the your energy generation after you move her up into the attack mode for a nice little 4,000 attack character. Obviously, you've got your 4 specials. This one playing heavily on the Yamamoto. Bankai, because you got to play 4 finals. And our color is this amazing energy generator who generates on the front line.
Yeah. More green decks need stuff like that.
Right. And this one has a unique ability that rarely gets used, but when your opponent's character loses a battle to this character, place it into the removal area instead of being sidelined, which in some decks, especially against purple, extremely relevant.
Yeah, it's big time relevant against purple. Just like, oh, you thought you were getting more resources? No, not today.
Right.
Burn to ash.
So this one, our first matchup is going to be a green on green option. I haven't got the lists from Matt, so I don't know what unique differences he has. You guys tell me what you see differently. I didn't see anything. It felt like very much like a mirror match. But here we go. We're going to find out green on green action. ZK Knight versus myself. Round 1. Let's get in the gameplay.
All right.
Trying to get the camera all set up so it captures it. Here you go. And to remind everybody else at home, this is one of the things that we usually do. You pull out your first top 7. That's your starting hand. You pull out another top 7, and that's your life. If you can't play your starting hand, that's the number 1 rule. If you cannot play it, you mulligan. That hands down has to be the rule. I don't care if it's the worst hand. do not play, oh, it could get better, because it 100% could be worse.
But it could get better.
It could, but it could 100% get worse. If the hand is playable, you play it. Hands down, guys. That's my rule of thumb here. All right, starting off with a 0-drop, getting his energy there. I did win the die roll, so I got to take the draw, which is really punishing in this matchup. Another reason why like the die roll can be extremely important against certain matchups here.
Yeah, green definitely likes to go in second.
It needs to. Like, it's one of those things you can actually steal from your green opponent. So if you're out there playing these matchups, and you see that they're playing green, don't hesitate to try to steal that draw from them.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was telling Midnight as well, because she normally likes going first, but that's just her preference. But I'm like, if you see a green player, just take second from them.
Yep, take it from them. Force them on the play, because that extra draw sometimes can make the difference, and it slows the deck down tremendously. Right now, we're already seeing him kind of just not building up much of a board state, and I'm already on double energy pip here. Got some of my early targets that I need for the deck. Both my raid targets are live. And all he's got is these 0 costs that basically die at the end of the turn. Because he's tapped this one to produce additional energy. Yep.
He's using bond card. Probably going to play something. Then he could technically bounce it back.
Could if he had the one cost, yeah. Which would be super good right now.
Yeah.
And this something he needs. But yeah, basically he used this ability to tap it while rested. This one gets sidelined.
Yep.
There we go. Okay. This one gets sidelined for using this ability, but he needed that to make sure he could play these 3 costs.
Yep. Which now he's at 5 energy, so I think he did pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good turn. Needs to get up to 7 if he wants to play this one right. We're in a very much close mirror match here.
Hey, you got to be greedy to play green.
Honestly, in a lot of ways you do. I debated here. I think I'm going to push, maybe get a free hit in. I like the early stage free hits. Sometimes you can get the specials out of their life, and it just targets a nothing burger. Depending on what your hand looks like, it's usually a good strategy. This is that weenie rush strategy we're telling you guys about. It like you do with your specified slot.
Yep.
Like you just push things forward and just keep generating energy, push things forward, generate energy, push things forward.
Yep.
And just keep getting these early hits where it's like, yeah,
and
they're
also,
only... Go ahead.
Also, pretty much the more you get out of their life earlier on, gets rid of the annoying specials if they have it towards the beginning, because I'm fine with losing a 0 cost compared to losing my 4 cost double attack.
Right. And especially for like a green deck that needs to get its Yamamoto online, right?
Yep.
So Yamamoto can't raid on anything right now. I get to swing in here. If he sees one, it's not going to come up and change the board state. He has nothing as a raid target here. So I'm dodging raidables. And I'm right there. See? Yamamoto right off the top. He didn't have the energy from it and had nothing to raid on, so he doesn't get a free, table turner.
Wait a sec. Did you use Valentine?
Did I?
Yeah.
Yes.
How?
What?
Because you played Retsu, you pushed that Retsu up, then you played Yamamoto. Bankai's 3, right? And you would only have 2 energy.
1, 2, 3. Did I mess up that math?
I think so.
Let's go back. I want to check that out. That's why I love rewatching these things. Okay. Push that forward. 1, 2. No, you're right. I couldn't have got that attack in.
We got him.
Ladies and gentlemen. We got him. Nope, I was messing up the energy line here. I was too much in the headspace. Good catch. I have officially made Tony
all that energy, and you're like, I want to get that energy too.
I have officially made Tony Chopper cry. Good catch.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. He only had 2. How the heck did he do that?
Oh, honestly, guys, it was a misplay. I think I was counting in my head the math wrong here, the energy line. That's something I often do.
Yeah, you're usually pretty good. Ooh, now you're gonna have to block that double attack from him
Mm-hmm.
because he's not gonna let that go.
That is one of the things that, like, these early attacks too, that I really enjoy. That, I mean, I deserve the call out. I appreciate that. But he's pushing things forward here. Early pushes and being able to block these early double damages, really good, and something you got to be paying attention to. But here's where green really starts to stumble here. You notice he's got 1 pip, 1 pip, 1 pip, 1 pip. Nothing in his deck is rateable right now.
Nope. And especially, I mean, he can move Komamura back, but he'll have to move one of those.
Yeah, he'll have to move one of these to removal.
Technically, he has 7 energy.
Yeah, for 1 turn.
Yep. That's the thing. But
it's going to be all or nothing.
Unless you don't push anything up, then 1 turn's really all he'll need.
That's so true. There's no way I don't try to put up a defensive here.
Yeah, I would hope not. I would hope that you would do something, because if he gets Yamamoto out and then starts dealing damage like that, he's gonna have double damage, impact, and then whatever else that you can't block.
Mm-hmm. He's down to 3 cards in hand, so I'm already looking pretty good here. To have him at 3 cards this early and an energy line that's only good for 1 turn. I did take a free life that I shouldn't have got. We'll find out if it matters here. I mean, giving him that Yamato early, maybe that changed things. Maybe it even helped him out. Because he clearly didn't have it. You can see what's in his hand. He's got the raid target and Yamamoto. Yeah, here's Shinsui number 2. And Shinsui number 3. Which gives me enough for my own, which then brings up my Shinsui. And now I got early aggression. Like, the fact that right now what's going well for me is 3 Shinsuis.
Yeah.
So this one going to land for an impact. Obviously not something you want to block. And now everything's pumped by 2,000. Yeah. So here comes my double damage. This one likely going to get blocked. That's what I love about double damage. It's kind of like impact guarantees it doesn't get blocked. Double damage guarantees you like a potential for like a nice removal spell.
Yeah. Because not many people are going to want to take double damage unless it's like earlier in the game and they're just like, I don't mind taking it. I could possibly get rid of some annoying things early on, but
Matt elected to take it. Matt elected to take the damage here. I don't think that was a smart move, especially like we'll get into it here, but he just elected not to take the double damage. I think he was just looking for cards or resources. He unfortunately just double no hits, but he's got a raid and he doesn't have the energy for it. He's only got the 4. But you see how he sacrificed this for one of these hits?
Yeah.
I would have sacrificed this for the Shinsui hit. Now he's got himself on a 2 to 5 or 2 to 6 life pool here. And yeah, I'm just pointing out to the fact that getting 3 Shinsuis is just
overkill.
It's overkill and it's luck. It's complete luck. This best of 1 thing, not every hand is going to see this many. I mean, sometimes you don't even see them, right?
Yeah.
But to get all my double damage in like this, and I'm really surprised by Matt's decision making to take that double hit.
Yeah, because literally next turn, you can pretty much get rid of those top 2 and literally just swing with all double damage, and he's gonna have to block because he's not gonna want to take it.
He's gonna have to get something online. We know that he does have a Yamato play for this turn, but what is he pulling forward? A bunch of things to die?
Pretty much, he would have to.
Yep. It's a risky play here. We'll see what he does with it. All right,
Because
goes
he
for the
does
free search.
get rid of Yamamoto.
Yep. This one can allow him to look at the top four, get a 4 energy or less requirement, 1 AP, obviously, and
Yep.
get it into hand. And then he gets to play one from his hand. It doesn't have to be the one he searches for. He just gets to play one for free.
Thankfully.
Yep. So gets a 0 cost. Yeah, because that would be one of those things where like, oh man, I got to play her, where I can potentially put out a double pip here.
Yeah.
In my energy line, which is really what he needs. Oh, just decides to put her into play. Draw a card. Oh, this is the 2 cost one. Draw a card. Not bad, but the bounce pip doesn't hit this one because it has to be 1 cost or less. There's a lot of cards that have the 2 cost 1 AP for just a draw card on play.
Yeah. No, let me see something.
Yeah. So he's going to play number 2, realizing that he didn't have the energy to do the last one.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a second, he didn't have it.
But he technically did. He just did it in the wrong sequencing order here.
Yeah, he would have had to pretty much put 2 of them at least.
So I mean, he's filled up his front row here. Got himself the 1 cost Yamamoto. That one's probably going to see play because we know that he does have the 7 costs. He got out of life. That one likely going to go maybe to the back row, maybe the front row. Really doesn't matter because he's going to be able to rush on top of it.
Yeah.
But after this turn, he's going to have 0 energy.
Yeah. That's going to be the terrifying part for him.
Right. So this is it for him. This is his last ditch effort. He did put up some good bodies though. I mean, he's got 4,000, 4,000, 25, and like he's got a lot of good attackers here. And obviously, he can swing with Yamamoto to get that impact and give everything else even bigger attack. But I've got a lot of chump sauce that I don't really care about right now.
Yeah, I was about to say one of the things, especially for you, I would literally get rid of I'd pretty much let everything go through except maybe the double damage.
Yeah.
And then literally just push up your double damage and he's got to block with everything and he has no energy, then that's pretty much it.
That's game. Yep. And there's a line that I can take right now. You're gonna take this one. This one has impact. I'm not gonna lose any character for no reason.
Yep.
Get nothing out of it. There's the bounce, double hit bounce. Here comes 6K. And I'm like, I know, I like the order in which he's attacking here. Because, oh, got a special on the yard. So it's going to take care of one of these. That just puts me even in a bigger win spot right here. This is why life can change the game out of nowhere.
Because obviously, I'd 1,000% get rid of Yamamoto.
Yep.
But
oh, Yamamoto? In this field, it doesn't matter. I mean, the only thing he can block 1 if he wants to.
Yep, that's the main thing. Just like he's not going to be able to block it with Yamamoto, but it's still nice to get rid of the impact, just in case somehow he survives.
We'll see. I took the extra draw here. Usually a good game. It's a good sign when they need to take the extra draw, but late in the game, it's just kind of a standard. I really enjoy this ability in Union Arena. Once you start to get towards the late game, you're using that 1 AP just to draw a card, which is why I like to play cards that actually cost AP to actually get the attacks in, because late game, it's your board's pretty much full. So the AP becomes less relevant.
Yep, you're pretty much at that point just using it to draw more and looking for anything like specials and stuff like that to try to do something.
Here we go. Pumping up the team. Getting 1. Nothing. Decided not to go for lethal. I'm at 4-1. He's got to come up with some better strategy here. So yeah, maybe I mean I probably could have ended the game. You're right. If I just would have gone for the Yamamoto.
Yeah, you could have literally had like double damage like 3 times, so you would have to block everything.
I went with more of a conservative play because maybe it was a mistake. Maybe, but I know that without any energy, it's not really much of a threat to me.
Yeah, because the most he could probably do right now is put up a defender in his front line and then try to refill his back line again.
Yeah, but he's got because of that risky play, he's got nothing else he can do. Like I don't have to worry about specials getting played. There's not enough AP actions for him to take where he can do anything else. So
Yeah,
I guess I just didn't want to go all in and then just lose it. There's nothing out of life here. Goes in for one. I'm obviously going to block the double attacker. Oh, another special.
nope.
And this time I do go for the Yamato. Stop the block.
Yeah,
But he's really not playing with much. He was able to come back and kind of stack it up here. But as we see, like even taking that early hit, all it did was really help him with an actual play.
yeah.
It was really to my own detriment. I mean, I hate it when I see those mistakes, but
And of course, with the whole Shinsui's bringing them up, you probably didn't see it at the time, but now you can see it. So now you're just like, all right, now I could be aware of that in the future.
oh, absolutely. No, 100% won't make that mistake.
Yeah.
That's what I love the most about the way that we get to record these things, is I don't have to. I can really look back at it and just see where my play mistakes might have been and where I can improve my gameplay.
Yeah.
But here, going for double impact just in case he has a final trigger. No final trigger. Game is over.
Yep.
I still think that there needs to be best out of 3.
Yeah, but it definitely will make it at least a little more fun.
Right? Like, there's so much gameplay. Like, we played that game in 10 minutes, guys. I don't think you understand how quick that was. Like, the first, was it? This is set up. This is set up. We're in, like, minute 3. So 15 minutes. It took us 15 minutes to play that game out. It's incredibly fast.
Yeah.
Like, you guys can easily see where we can fit this in here. And that was just a normal average game that you would see in this gameplay. All right, let's go back to me real quick. Alrighty, guys, we're going to take a quick small break here. I'm going to get myself some refill in the coffee and on the drinks and go to the bathroom. Meanwhile, we're going to have ourselves a nice little box opening. You guys can watch for one of the Code Geass box openings I have for you. Stay tuned. We do have the 3 box openings like we always do on the channel. And obviously, if you want to get yourself an opportunity to win some free prize support, hit that exclamation point join, because we're giving away 4 JJK packs, which, by the way, the alt art hasn't been pulled yet. So guaranteed always 1, maybe 2, potentially 3 if you get it serialized. But we got the hits left, guys, and we're going to see if we're going to give it away tonight. And check it out, because we're going to see if we can get lucky and get the alt arts and or maybe the foil APs from these starter decks at the end of the stream. Hmm?
I thought I pulled the super alt art from that box.
No, not yet. We thought we did. No, we got right now. The only thing we've been able to pull is the alt art Ichigo and Renji.
Oh no, from the actual like community box. I thought that I pulled the alt art super like the first pack.
Oh, did you? Maybe you did. God, it's been so long. I have to look back in the video.
Yeah.
All right, you might have done. Thank you for correcting me. All right, I gotta get the board set up, guys. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Humbro Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. With me today. You there? You there, buddy?
Yep, I was trying to figure out how to get the audio back on because I had it.
It's quite all right. Divine Lotus in the house. He's streaming himself from my Discord to check this out. Fortunately, he was a little bit sick today, so he didn't want to risk it. We do have a huge caravan going down to Bonfire Card Fest, so I really appreciate that, actually. He was looking out for us. He was want to make sure none of us got sick. We're all healthy. We want to make sure that this caravan of 12 people make it down to Bondi Card Fest. We got a lot of really cool activities. I hope to see some of you guys there. If you do see me, say hi. I'd love to meet you. I get a lot of meetups with some of the other fellow creators out there, and I really want to do what I can to take Union Arena to the next level. I personally think this is a really good game, underrated, needs to get more attention. I think that it's very affordable. We're going to show you at the end of the stream how to make decks real quick, real easy, and at a very low cost. And on top of that, get yourself potentially for rewards that pay you back in dividends, because there are some big pricey hits. You just saw two of the big hits for the alt arts from the last box right there. Lelouch, I'm pretty sure that was the good one. Now, there's two Lelouches. There's one super rare that has the name and text over top of the art. It's not the one that's used that much. It's really cheap. But then there's the other one that's a 4 cost, 2 cost, 2 AP cost that is seeing a lot of play that we showed you guys earlier on the other deck list. That one has got some big money. I think that was the alt art for that one. So that was big money hit for me there. No, obviously not the black 3-star, no 3 stars out of the big hits, but still really good solid hits. I love seeing the purple because that's what everybody's in. As we talked about before, that apparently is the number 1 deck. And I got to say, if it is going to be the number 1 deck, I apparently need more practice against it. So, Divine, if you're ready this week, I think on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm probably going to need to get some more of that practice in and get myself prepared. Because I haven't, personally, I have not played enough Code Geass practice.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's just, it was a new set. We got the decks made. We did some fun stuff. We haven't even had the struggle battle yet, which is in 2 weeks. 2 weekends from now. Obviously, we're not going to do anything this weekend because of the Bondi Card Fest. But in 2 weekends, we're going to have the struggle battle with Code Geass, and I'm going to see secondhand how good this is. But if Code Geass is going to be the heavy representation going down to Bondi Card Fest, I got to figure out how this deck works. If Total Annihilation seems to be the answer to it, which I think, like, honestly, you and I both saw a top 10 list, and I'm like, yo, people are sleeping on Total Annihilation. That deck is super good. It gets even stronger in Volume 2. And Specified Slot wasn't even down there, dude. It got Bomber. It got Bomber.
I said 1A specified slot.
There was one on there?
Yeah, look up earlier in the chat. It says 1A specified slot.
In the chat?
Yeah, on Discord, somebody said 1A specified slot.
In Discord?
Not on Twitch chat.
On Twitch chat?
Somebody said 1A specified slot. I was like, oh.
Yeah. The clever Divine guy. Yeah, the Divine guy put that up there. Where was that top 10 list? I'm trying to find this thing again now. Like, it wasn't anywhere in here. Anywhere in here. We do have a list that we want to show you guys. The one that's very consistent with the purple. Let's see. Click this one. Where'd it go? It's Purple Bleach. Thank you very much to Arthur who hooked us up on this one. But I got this thing pulled up. Obviously, he can see it. You guys can't see it. Not yet. I haven't transitioned yet. But I got the deck list pretty repped and ready. Stay tuned. We are going to be opening up both these, chasing the foil APs and alt arts for these. Going to be giving away 4 packs. So remember, if you haven't yet, hit the exclamation point join in the chat. I send away packs every single time I go live. Whatever IP I'm covering, I give away free packs. This one, because we've done live events over at on Saturdays for the last couple of weeks because of car issues and getting people to turn out for these events. This one, because it's in my studio, I'm going to be giving away from the community box. That means every single hit that you can get will be going to you guys, not to me. So I think we did specify there is one hit already been pulled from the box. That doesn't mean it's the only hit. What happened to? Okay, thought I lost my stream here, but yeah, we got 4 packs to give away. Everyone else has hit exclamation point join. The wheel is getting full. We're gonna check this out. Thanks to Arthur to hooking us up on this Rush Renji list that goes pretty hard. And this one going to be the list that Arthur was playing for this Rush Renji list. So I really appreciate him giving us this list and something to look at for you out there. I'm going to put this list out there to all of you. So if you guys are curious where to find this one not on my Xburst. I'd have to recreate this on my own Xburst account. But this is what Arthur brought to the tournament for his list here. And obviously he has a target for his Renji. Whereas the list that you brought, he has 2 targets for the Renji. You were playing this one without it because this one is one of the few raid targets that actually has an ability outside of its raid box. So those that don't know the rules here when it comes to raids, anything inside the raid box is live if it was raided, which means it was placed on top of a non-raid card. So that means this raid card cannot be played on top of itself. And you can't have two raid cards, and just because they have the different text, you can't put a raid card on top of another one. But you can put it on top of something that doesn't have, that is not a raid. So your 0 cost and 3 cost here. So if it was raided upon on play, place the top 4 cards from outside your area into your removal area. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's frontline characters and gets minus 3,000 power this turn. So if you're playing against maybe something like a Weenie Rush deck, that's an extra removal. But likely on the front line, most things are usually around 4,000, so really it is just kind of a one-turn weakener. But don't be too surprised, because sometimes this can remove some essential pieces with this on that on play. Now, if it doesn't have the rush, you have the ability to play 1 AP and then give this thing double damage for 4 cost. Super, super fast, super, super good. It's one of the things that's been, you're seeing a lot of in these purple decks, early double damage hits. And where I've said several times, I'll say it again, double damage, while it doesn't actually get the impact for the life, forces a block, which means it's pseudo removal. You're almost guaranteeing yourself removal just with the fact it has double damage on it. If the attack is strong enough, like this one, 4K, you're guaranteeing at least a removal from the front line, which is in itself its own form of impact to the gameplay, right? Like, one of the things that most of these decks lean upon are getting your 4 special removals to get rid of the big threats on the board. You need cards like this that can actually get that double damage that force a block on that front row. And yeah. Arthur said, I swapped this one for the Rukia because the 3-drop trashes in buffs. Yeah. Oh, I love that. The 3 cost here, Renji here. So basically what he's telling us is that there are other versions we've seen, and I think even that top 10 list had the Rukia in the build. But this one really just Ichigo and Renji. And the rest of it's really just the added pieces that kind of like help with the energy line and help with the strategy. So he moved into a harder Renji style versus some of the players have been trying to use the Rukia, which isn't a good effect to an extent, but I think you don't want to diversify your threats too much, because that's when you're playing best of one, you're not always going to have the appropriate targets to raid upon. So you really want to limit it down to one strategy. And this one, where you can see he's got 5 raids for his Ichigo targets, 5 to 7, 8, 5 to 8 raid targets here, which is really good. Usually you want to have 4 to 8. No, I'm sorry, 12. I missed this one. So even better in a ratio here. He's got 12 non-raids for his 5 raids, which is really good with distribution. And then 3 to 8 targets, which is phenomenal. Like, personally, when I'm building decks, it's usually 4 to 8. But I like this math he's done here, because it and honestly it hedges the bets even more consistently, especially for how fast this deck can kind of turbo through its deck with all the taking the top off, taking the top deck and binning it to get some of these activated abilities. For those that have not played against a purple Ichigo deck, really a lot of this thing plays on your trash. So having a lot of cards within your trash area, or what they call the removal area. I'm sorry, the outside area. Sorry? Sideline. Sideline. Yeah. You have what the trash, sideline, it's all different unique terms talking about the cards that you've either expended from hand that go directly there, or cards that have been KO'd in battle. They all go to your sideline. There's an outside removal area, which is what this one does. It takes those sideline cards and puts the sideline cards into the outside area, where on rare occasions the cards go there. You saw it happen once last on camera, where if you have a 4-row energy or 4-row attack, if you put anything to that would make it 5, one of them has to go to not the sideline, the removal area for the actual designated place. Also, when you're discarding from hand, if you have more than 8 cards, because you're only allowed 8 in hand, if you discard, it goes to not your discard pile, your removal area. So you can't kind of force like some kind of strategies where you just intentionally draw too many cards and then discard to fill up your yard so you can get extra effects. So one of those things to pay attention to. And this one, if it has the cards in the sideline, you remove them to get certain effects. This one right here gives it impact. If you remove 4, really good. Impact, very powerful. Make sure you guaranteed get that last hit. And again, double damage, given that guaranteed block. This one is pseudo removal itself here. You place 2 cards from the sideline. If you have enough, basically for every card it's 500. So if you're playing against a 400, you need to have at least 8 cards in your sideline. And if you remove 8, you can kill anything 4K or less. But you can stack this, so you really just need to remove how many that equally times 500 to whatever power you're trying to get rid of. You've played this deck before, right?
Yep, I played it before. Of course, I don't play the more so Renji and Ichigo because I just like Byakuya because it's Byakuya.
Yeah.
But I definitely do enjoy this deck as well.
Yeah, the other one that you guys aren't going to see on camera was playing his version. Do we have yours on our experts account?
I think I can't remember.
I have to check it out real quick
because I don't know if it was updated to have the Renjis in there, but I got rid of the Rukias for the Renjis.
Let's go to my decks.
Yeah, and then about the whole hand size, you said your hand size is 8. My hand size is 15.
Oh yeah, okay, Mister. I play the the beach that gives it the ability for your hand size to be 15. Yeah, there are cards that do increase your max hand size, but they actually had a quiz. Union Arena put out some tweet a little bit ago. Had a quiz like, how much is your max hand size? Not surprising that literally everybody got it right.
I would have literally 100% just like with strip of beach my max hand size.
Actually. So this is not yours. This is the one I built together. Looks very similar. I'm kind of on the Uhara. Was he that in his? It's hard to see these things side by side.
Yeah, he has it, but he has the other one, like the different art.
Oh yeah. Wait, is it 3 cost 2 AP? No, I don't think he's got that one.
Yeah.
I think he's playing the 1 cost. Yeah, this one. This character's active. It produces 2 energy. So this is the 2 energy pip one. He's not playing that version of it. Why did I want this one here? Said you may place the top 3 cards into your deck on your sideline. If you do, add up to 1 purple character. Yes, this was just me getting consistency to get my raid targets from here. And that's why I put this in here, was just to get some more raid targets.
Yeah, because I was about to say that's definitely not mine.
Nope. This is one I tried out. The 2 action points are very risky. I think I played this one heavier because I really enjoyed how busted the neon is in green, and was like, oh, this is like pseudo neon. It feeds the yard while also giving you an ability to dig deeper into the deck so you can get one of the cards you need. And sometimes if you lose like to a removal spell, you want to get these things back. Don't sleep on the graveyard removal. Like my Total Annihilation, the best card in my deck in Total Annihilation is Goodwill Event. Hands down. The amount of times I've won a game because of this this Goodwill Event here.
That's annoying.
You guys can't see it here. Should be big enough on your screen. But add up to 1 character with the Jujutsu High affinity from the sideline to your hand. Play 1 character card with filled required energy, 1 AP cost, and Jujutsu High affinity card from your hand and set it to resting in the field, or perform a raid with it. So this one, literally, I'll come out early swinging with these Totos for the double damage, and then you'll kill him, and I'll be like, oh, he's back, and I'll just constantly keep bringing them back. This is like Monster Reborn and Yu-Gi-Oh. Like this card's absolutely insane, and I kind of saw it the same way, except this one plays it for free, obviously, and for so cheap. But this is why I like this deck, because I mean, this thing right here, this double attack, don't sleep on these double attacks. You can play her at the right time. It's devastating. This is just a 5th attack, so it's getting out around all those blockers, and most of the time they need to block this Toto because of double damage. Like there's so much removalness and constant recursion. That's what I like about this deck. You got the Boogie Woogies for removal. This one can be removal in the right situation, and this one removes because it's got double damage. So I'm like, the way I saw this deck, I was like, yeah, this thing can really power through. And if I got Takata on the field, like this one's removal as well. It's just absolutely insane. 4,000 AP. Outside of maybe a 5,000 base, if I've let them get that high, and I got recursion. So even if you do special yourself out of this board, I'm going to get right back with Goodwill Event. I don't know. This is the one I like. I'm surprised it didn't make the top 10 list. I love this deck. It is so consistent. But apparently I need to play against purple Code Geass because I'm not making an educated decision on which is the best deck. You know?
I mean, I already told you, specified slot.
I don't know if I can pilot like you, dude. I really don't. You get greedy with yours, and you got luck with that risky dice. Your luck with risky dice is insane.
Risky dice.
So
I know me and Midnight were practicing the other day, and pretty much it came down to risky dice, and I'm just like, she's like, "Are you really going to use it?" Yes, I'm going to use a risky dice. I got to over guarantee my win.
And he still pays off for you. It even gets stronger in volume 2 too. There's a lot of new cards you can add to it that add to your consistency.
Like Blue Planet?
Yep. And here, Arthur's going to be playing against myself here again. Won the first one, so obviously I'm going to be in the second round. At the top table here, we're going to see if Arthur can dethrone me, or if I'm going to take this thing down like I did with the Total Annihilation. I'm really sad that we lost the video footage. I 3-0'd that the JJK event so fast. I played against all 3 Sukuna decks, and I beat every single one of them.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, it was insane. Like, the deck just dominated that whole weekend. And it's funny because Sukuna is not that dependent on the energy line, but what it is dependent on is having those back end UGs. So when I'm pulling those UGs forward and just making sure they can never raid on top of them, it's absolutely devastating. So even when it isn't attacking the energy line, it's still attacking the strategy, and it's one of the few decks that can do that with that boogie woogie style. Pull that forward, pull that forward, pull that forward. You're going to want to block this, because if you don't, like, it doesn't have snipe, but it does have you're going to want to block this.
So I'm going to pull forward my risky dice.
It can't pull forward the risky dice. I'm telling you, that's the biggest weakness. Like, Total Annihilation is really risky. Cannot be specified slot, mostly because it's just tailored to beat it with a bunch of weenies and stuff I can't mess with. I feel like it's literally its worst matchup. But I don't know if that's going to be a thing in the actual championship, the nationals that we're going to this weekend.
That would be literally something. If you go down there, your first match is specified slot. You're just
I'm gonna cry. I would cry. I'm like, he warned me. He warned me. Like, I'll take Bomber all day. I can mess with Bomber. I can't. Specified slot's just too. Oh, it's just too out there. All right, so Arthur's going to be playing against the deck that we already displayed before. Obviously, it's green, so what does green do? It produces energy. It needs energy. It needs it badly. It's paying a 7 cost from hand that has an amazing ability that says impact 1 when rated. It also has, when played, pull up anything from the 13-core guard squad and pull it to the front line with it. And when attacking, give every single 13-core guard squad plus 2,000 to the end of turn, which is really devastating, especially when you're playing things with double damage. Like the Shinsui that you saw in early game 1, getting all 4 copies of my Shinsui, I think was a deciding factor of why I won that game. Then Sajin, obviously, nice one with Step, and has an ability that pumps 13 core guard squads. Really, you're using this just for the double pips. And you have some amazing play from Unohana, which on play gets a look at the top 4 cards of your library. Take 1 card, a 4 cost or less, add it to your hand, then play a 4 cost or less. It doesn't have to be the same one, but you can play a 4 cost or less for free from hand, as long as it's 1 AP cost and 4 energy or less. Got some amazing targets like the draw one for Retsu. You got this one for a raid target for the 0 energy pip. This one because in any green, especially with, like we said before, if the curve is 5, that means you have 4 cards or more, 5 or cost or more. So if your curve is 5 or more, you should be playing these 1-drop double pips. You're going to need it. Like, it is absolutely essential. And I think that when it comes down to current deck construction, that's where your mind should be at. Where's my curve at? Is it 5 or higher? And when I say 5 or higher, that means I have 4 cards that are 5 costs or more. That's the curve I'm talking about. If you have like a couple, it's really not going to matter that much. If you like yours is specified slot, right? So yours, what's your curve, 4?
Yep.
Yeah, you have zero reason to play a bounce.
The only reason I do have like I think I've got like 2, maybe 3 in there, and the only reason is just because of like the gone that literally just filters through the deck more. So I'm like, if I want to filter more, then I'll put her up and pretty much bring it back to hand, and then she's gonna be an attacker because I don't need her back there.
Yeah. Just a nice little weenie rush deck. I love it. We're gonna see if we can figure that deck out. But I need to start practicing some of that purple Code Geass this week. So hopefully we'll see you on Tuesday. Tomorrow we're going live with a One Piece event from this weekend, which is a banger, guys. An absolute banger. We had the Luffy Cup, so everyone was playing Luffy leaders, and trust me, guys, it is a crazy day. Great gameplay. Can't wait for you guys to see it. I really wish you could have made it too. Sorry, bud.
No, you're good.
All right, so here's the decks. You've seen the matchup before. Let's find out. Arthur, our visitor from way beyond, checking out on round 2, trying to get himself that championship ring, if you will. Let's see. Should have labeled these. Yep, this is one. All right, 7 to 6. And I think this was one of the ones where it's like, I don't think it matters because I know that he wants to go on the play and I want to go on the draw. So it really didn't matter who on the die roll, what the results were.
Much.
Now, he does have the option to try to take it away from me, which is something I do recommend for you guys. Yeah, 2 piles of 7. I like to stack mine like that because it's easier for people to pick the card they want, because in Union Arena, obviously you pick the prize or the life hit. Most people just go bottom up or top down. They don't really like that, and I don't blame them. But this ensures that if someone tries to stack their life, tries to put like the final triggers in the top or bottom, you can play around it. If you feel like your opponent's somehow stacking their life pool or something, like it brings an air to like take away from potential cheating. At the same time, it makes you like I think to some players it just makes them feel bad because if they pick like the special out of their life, they're like, oh, I picked my own doom. It's like, well, yeah, you did, but it was there. So, man, I love that he is bling this deck out. This man loves this deck. Look at the beautiful. Yeah. So he forgot to put his life points out there. I stopped him immediately. So for those guys, yeah, for those guys at home that don't know, in competitive REL, make sure you put your life out there. I would not have allowed this thing to go to the point where like the game was called. Like if he'd drawn a card or anything, I would have figured out some kind of solution to put the life out there. But in competitive REL, if you don't put that out there and you draw a card, the game is a absolutely void and you lose automatically. So be careful.
Yep, that's one thing. Definitely, sometimes you're just too into it. It's like, whoa, I forgot. Hopefully, my opponent's nice enough to let me do this.
In a lot of cases, you can get this done peacefully because people want to play the game. But if you're in competitive REL situations, like a lot of people are going to take that free win. It's like, nope, that's your screw up. I want the free win. It's not the best, but it is.
Especially if it's a bad matchup for you. Just like if you have a way to get a free win, sometimes people are just like, all right, let me get the win.
All right, got up to that 3. Draw a card.
3 or 4.
Potentially. But got my Shinsui out. Now I have a total of 5 energy generation. 6 if I want to sacrifice that 0 cost.
Could do that to bring out Big Unohana.
Got an early rush here. Sometimes like I'm a little nervous when it comes to like early rushing the board with an actual value target. I like that he can get the early hits in here, but you're making it very, very vulnerable to the person who's hanging on to removal. And if you're a smart player, you're going to use that removal like only against targets of high value. And when you push it to the forward like this without anything to contention, like you're making it a little risky that they have the removal. But gets the double attack in. And I can't raid either.
Yeah, sadly not. Almost.
That double damage gave me 2 free cards, which is not what you want to see. Don't really want to be giving me too many free resources.
Yeah, definitely not.
Now we got energy generation in the front row. So I've got 6.
And we have that Unohana, so there we go.
Get the top 4. Looking for something 3 costs, honestly, and there's Shinsui. So you have to play that for free. If I want to. I do have a choice. I choose to.
Just imagine if she allows you to play active like Neon does.
Yeah. And now I get to do the same thing that Matt did against me, but I'm not risking my entire energy line to do it.
Yep. Now, if you get another
double pip, yeah, my energy line is set.
Yep.
Yep, got a double pip. Now I will have to take a risk though, because I do. If he pumps us up here, I'm gonna have to block the double damage. I can't afford to take 2 hits of double damage here.
Yeah.
His hand's looking a little bit light on threats here too.
Yeah. Is that one of the ones already that he has of the Ishigo?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait a second.
Well, he got it from his other local game store. He's looking for the playsets. We'll see if he can get it. He's got to get through me first.
Yep, let's see.
All right, first, decides not to block. Gets a special, gets to plus 3k it, and then blocks it.
Yep.
So, unfortunate hit for me, but still, he also gave me 2 free cards. Ooh, another Ichigo off the top. It's pretty good.
Yeah, because he's guaranteed to get rid of one thing at least.
I don't know. He's only got 2 cards in that bin.
True.
So I don't think he can kill anything just yet.
Ooh, got rid of Bankai, so you know that he could only have at least 3.
Yep. Needs to have 8. Oh, doesn't have it. Simple 4K coming through.
6.
It's got a good word state here. A lot of 4Ks to 4Ks. First one goes through. Unohana. Don't have a raid target for it. Man, so many raids in my life pool on this one. Here comes Ichigo. If I'm going to make a sacrifice, I really prefer it to be the last attack.
Yeah.
Because if there is that plus 3,000, ooh, nice. Get a special from life. And that'll fill him up. So now he is going to have the ability to start removing things with another Ichigo if he can see one. But right now we know he doesn't have any.
Yep. And he literally has 2 cards in hand, so.
Yeah. I've got a total of 8 energy generation right now.
Yep.
And I know that I have Yamamoto on hand.
Yamamoto, yeah.
Yeah.
Can literally raid on top of it and bring a Shinsui up, so he'll have to block the Shinsui.
Got a commanding board state here. What's his energy generation, like 3?
Yep.
You're going to take the extra draw.
Yep, definitely.
My board's almost full.
Doesn't matter at this point. You have all your energy. You know there's no way to disrupt your energy, so you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
And then, old man. After Bankai, okay. I was about to say, do you also have a removal or something? I probably would have brought up a Shinsui at least.
Yeah. Got a removal, though. Guarantees me an extra hit.
Yeah.
No, that front row is exactly where I want.
Yeah, but if you bring up the Shinsui, he would have had to block with Ishigo unless he really wants to take double damage early on.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, maybe I should have sacrificed one of the Unohanas for that. I don't know where my energy line's there, but it does disrupt my energy production.
Yeah. Well, he at
Oh,
least he's got a
yo.
bigger hit size.
I'm feeling it. Yo, I'm feeling this man's hand.
Yep. Oh, that's two bond. Well, we know that he
Okay.
doesn't have. He only has potentially one in life.
I've tied the game up, but man, he's just picked up a lot of extra, like playing from behind here. Get a Bankai off the draw too. So there goes my Yamamoto, my biggest threat and blocker. Here comes Ichigo. Bankai yet again. So now you can ring upon it.
Right.
And this one, the one that gives impact.
Yep.
And he got rid of the blocker. He's going to play his last card out there, put out a blocker. He's got no cards in hand. But that was an impressive turn.
That shows that he's literally put it all on the line right now.
Like, impact's probably going to get through. I like the sequencing here. All right, we got ourselves first 4K. I love the sequence in here. Didn't attack with, like, absolutely brilliant attack strategy here by Arthur. Doesn't attack with the impact one. And the reason, because he knows I'm going to let it go through. So if any of these pump up, then I can block this attack for free. But if he attacks here, this is where I would block if I'm going to block at all. Because I want to keep myself away from that impact damage. You never want to leave yourself at one with impact, right? So I know I'm going to have to take one here. So this is something I'm going to have to block and push something underneath the bus for. So good on him to read the strategy to attack in where I have to block now. Because this is, if I'm going to block, this is what I'm going to block. And then he doesn't have to worry about this one not landing. So really good heads up play on Arthur there.
And then obviously I'd probably block with the Unohana, because if you have another Yamamoto, then that's literally could just bring up all the Shinsuis and you're good.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to sacrifice this Unohana. Like, yes, I could take it, but I don't recommend taking it, because when you, like, I need to either get rid of this impact immediately and hope he doesn't have another one, or get out another 5K that I can survive.
If the only reason I see that you wouldn't want to, like, if you wanted to take it, is if you saw, like, no specials and just like, okay, I'll take a special.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember one match, I literally saw, like, maybe one of my final triggers the entire match, and I was like, all right, let me count how many cards are in my deck, counted how many. I'm just like, all right, I only saw one. The odds of me getting this final trigger right now will be super high, and I got it, and I was able to win because of it.
Mm-hmm. All right, choosing to push my double attack up front.
So I guess you don't have any Yamamotos.
We'll see. So I got 6.
Yep. Potentially 7.
Might haven't, I think.
Okay, got 1 for Uno.
There's 7.
Raid. Probably trying to see if you can find that Yamamoto since you probably don't have him.
No, but remember, I can only grab 4 costs or less, so.
Oh, true.
I just need to get some more double pip energy. Replenish that energy line.
See, I'm so used to Neon, just like, oh, you can grab anything.
Right? I didn't have it. Thinking maybe I probably should have gone for a draw here.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe you should have drawn a bit.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to say because you don't know what the Unohana is going to hit.
Yep, he can't raid, but you know that he has the raid now.
Yeah. Such a good hit from him late game here.
Yep, especially he's going to be able to get rid of something, and that brings back a 2,500 or less, if I remember right.
I believe so. So he's going to get another Ichigo target right off the bat.
Yep, and then literally activate its effect and see if he wants to throw something in there. I was about to say he did need to show it, but
Yeah.
which obviously is adding more stuff for the Ichigo.
Man, his life pool has been absolutely insane. And Getsu Tensho off the top. Ooh, boy. Okay, so Impact is still alive. Unfortunately, did not get one of my removal.
So he can remove 2 things at least.
This is a turn. 2 costs or less. So the color brings back a 2 cost or less. He got back a 2 cost Ichigo. He's gonna mill. He's got enough. He got plenty. Hasn't been able to activate any of these yet. Unohana gonna hit the bin. He's got impact enough, even to remove and give impact. Get that draw ability. Oh, Reggie off the top. No, I'm sorry. The another off the top kills 2 back-to-back kill spells from hand.
Getsuga Tensho was 4 cost.
1, is it? It is 4 cost.
Yeah, so he explained that he should have did Getsuga Tensho first and then the Ichigo.
Yeah. I think, let's see, sequencing. Yeah, sequencing, he could have done it. No, well, that was off the draw, wasn't
it? Yeah, he drew the Getsuga Tensho off of the draw, so pretty much. I think that was like at the beginning of the turn, right?
Here's removal. Here. I played out a sequence here. So it gives us impact, gets him a draw.
Yeah.
Draw. No. He played out a sequence. Yeah. So he had this in his hand the whole time.
Yeah.
So all it is just a sequencing error. He didn't cheat or anything. He just
I know.
It's one of those things where we could have sequenced that a little bit better. And I mean, pay attention because in competitive REL, had I caught that sequence scenario could maybe potentially cost him a game. We don't know yet.
Probably because at the way that it's looking, it's about to cost you the game.
Yeah. Arthur could have actually played it before, so 100%. This is just a sequence error. I don't see this as anything else in a sequence error. I don't think that's that big a deal. I think honestly, if you guys could like understand what was going on in my mind, it was this.
Yeah.
How in the crap did I get this guy down to 0 cards in hand and have a board state of nothing but 4K attackers and him down to 1 attacker and have this game at 3-3? And is he coming back from this? How is this even possible? My board state is insanely powerful. I have all the energy generation I need. I have all the cards I need. He's nullified 2 of his Ichigo removal spells. I've got him down to nothing, and he gets this. What is happening? That was what's going in my brain.
I think God picked him over you right there.
Yeah, right. So here he's gonna get some easy blocks. Gonna cost my entire row.
Yep. But pretty much you can block all but the 1 and literally
I gotta take 2 hits regardless. I can block this one.
Yeah.
Right? So I keep her alive if I want to block this one.
Yep.
And I'm wondering, like, what is the sequencing I want to have him hit from life, and what are the chances? So I take the hit. What is it? Nothing. So Ichigo comes in with impact. If it's not a final trigger, it's over. Not a final trigger. Here's the color. So pick the right one, too. Had this been the color trigger, I might have been able to survive if it would have been the opposite order.
Yeah.
I would have been able to survive those 2 blocks. And survived with 1 turn and be able to come back. And in hand, I do have some more plays coming up to refill the board back up, but no more Yamamoto, sadly. Congratulations, Arthur, taking home that win. Oh, I gotta get those things realigned. But congratulations, Arthur, taking it down. 100% absolutely fair. Sequencing a little bit off, but it is what it is. We're playing a brand new game. Mistakes happen. I'll pull it back to us real quick. So these games being as short as they are, we're actually going to get into the final round for this one because we have a 3-box opening. We also have a really special practice event that a really fun matchup with the Blue Sukuna versus my Gon and Friends deck between me and Marcus to cover. Pretty quick game, pretty fun game. But we're going to go into the finals. I'm going to set up the board while we're doing this. It's going to be, obviously, it's going to be Arthur, who took down the championship out here. But he's going to have to play Matt, who came in here for the event. Because of the short amount of people that attended this one, we did get 3 rounds. But I will let you know right now, if those are like on the fence of what's going to happen, even if Arthur loses his match, he wins. So he won the most important things mathematically, which is you got to win the first 2. So taking an early loss, that's why a lot of people hate those early losses. It can cost you the entire event. But even if Arthur loses, we don't know. He might just 3-0 this thing. But even if Arthur loses this thing, it doesn't matter. He has won the championship trophy in this one. He took the 2 early wins.
Unlucky like me, because remember the one event I won the first 2 and then lost the last one, and then I think I lost her first one, and then won the second 2, and I'm just like, okay, technically I should be good. Nope.
Oh, the tiebreakers screwed you up. Yeah, because it went up to your tiebreakers and the opponent's tiebreakers.
Yeah, I'm just like, dang.
Yeah, I guess there are some funky math that can get thrown in there. The way we saw it, we automatically knew. But we're gonna get another round of content because I really like this deck. We're gonna see. It's gonna be. I think it's not. It's against Matt, so we got another green. Basically the same matchup, and hopefully them sit in the same chair. So let me change the name from myself here and get ZK Knight ready to go for this matchup. We're going to get in the finals here, and don't stay tuned, guys, because